Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Why I'm Still Here, Porque Sigo Aquí series. I am your host, Isabel Garcia. I use she, her pronouns, and I am the founder of Estoy Aquí. Today, we're going to be talking about baby wearing as a form of care. But before we get into introductions to get to know our guests, I want to talk a little bit more about why this series exists. Um, the purpose of this series is to emphasize the concept of community care, and community care is basically about supporting one another while also taking care of ourselves. And this is an approach that has existed for many generations in communities of color. It's nothing new. However, I am aware that many people still don't know about the concept or don't know a lot about all of the ways that we can do community care. And community care is very tied to our mental health. And so that is why we're amplifying all these forms of care and also very, very, very special people in our community that are doing this work. And so today's guest is Laconia Fennell. And I am gonna let Laconia introduce herself. So welcome, Laconia.
Hello, hello. I am Laconia Fennell. I am a holistic doula, and I am also the co-founder of Springfield Family Doulas here in Springfield. Yes.
Mhm.
So thank you for having me.
Yeah. And the way we met so randomly because I have been following your work for a while on social media. But then one day out of nowhere I reached out because I thought, wait a second. Um doulas and the work that you do overall, because you have different roles as well as a doula. I thought, what about bringing um, this training that I have called La Cultura Sana, the Cultural Cures Responder Training? And so we kind of made it happen. We did a training.
Yes,
It
you
was
did.
fun. I learned a lot of things that I didn't know that you all do. And so I'm wondering if you can tell us a little bit more about your role as a doula, but also breastfeeding counselor. Uh,
Mhm.
what can you tell us more about those services that you offer?
Sure. Yes. So I am a holistic doula, and what doulas do are we provide support, whether it's mental, physical, emotional support to the birthing person during, before, and after delivering baby. We also advocate for our clients. We educate them. We make sure that they have informed decisions when they're signing things in the hospital and stuff like that, so that they know what's going on and that they're part of it. We also help them make a birthing plan, and we try to stick by that, but we make sure that they know that it's like a loose birthing plan. Somebody told me to use the word preference because you just never know what could happen during birth. So I do like to use the word birth and preference rather than plan, because plan seems like we got to go by this and no matter what. But at least preference, if something does come up when mom is birthing baby, or the person is having a baby, then their mind is easier. Their mind can easily like switch to something else. But if you got a plan, they're like, nope, this is it. That's it. But so it just gives wiggle room for the birthing person. Yes,
Hmm.
so we provide that. We also provide just breastfeeding support for moms and birthing people that decide to breastfeed as well. We do postpartum care, which is, it can be from washing dishes to watching baby, caring for baby while mom takes a shower or has a couple hours of sleep, that kind of stuff. Light house duty, those kind of things. I provide Reiki services if they want Reiki services. And what Reiki is just really universal energy, and just really trying to find the balance. Because with pregnancy, you're up and down, emotions are all over the place, and after postpartum, after having a baby, so that postpartum, your body is really trying to get back to balance again. So Reiki helps with that as well. Um, Then I also provide like Thai body yoga work, which is just another form of relaxing the body, relaxing the mind, allowing that body to go back into balance again. So it helps mom out because that postpartum period is pretty tough. Those first 6 weeks, and then throwing breastfeeding into it, it could be um,
Mm-hmm.
cloudy. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot. So allowing mom to have those moments of balance, those moments of fresh air, and that fresh mind, just being clear. Those tools I like to use on moms that are and birthing people that are open to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we do provide a lot of stuff. We want to make sure mom's okay and baby's okay. Usually, baby is perfectly fine, and it's mom we mostly focus on because baby's got everything they need right before they get out, the baby showers and everything else. But mom just pushed this beautiful baby out. So we want to replenish her, and it's not just about food, it's also the mental, the emotional part too.
Mm-hmm.
So we focus on that as well. Yes. So that's all wrapped up into what we do as doulas. Yes.
Yeah, I love this. You're so multifaceted, and just the work itself is very comprehensive because
Yes.
it's the before, the during, and the after. And
Mm-hmm.
so it's like all these stages, and there are certain responsibilities for each stage.
Yes.
And I am just, again, this is like the perfect example of what community care is about.
Absolutely.
Um, but in also another detail that I learned that I didn't know during that training that we participated in is that you don't only focus on the bedding person, but you also have to have in mind the partner, if they have a partner, and the family members
Yes.
too that are part of that preference. That you
Absolutely.
know, and so again, that community aspect, the cultural aspect, all
Mm-hmm.
of that stuff, you'll have to handle all of those dynamics while focusing on a specific preference or voting person.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of complexity that goes into this work. And I just want to give that, give y'all a shout out again.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. And, to get into the topic of today, baby wearing. So, right, we just spoke about all these different facets, all these different stages, and certain techniques that you'll do to get to, certain goals.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the tools that I found fascinating is baby wearing because I didn't know there was a baby wearing week. I find out from your social media.
Yes.
I
Yes.
was like, what is that? Why is there a week for it? And so, what is it? What is the baby wearing and who benefits from doing it?
Okay. Yes. Absolutely. So baby wearing is using um, either a cloth or some kind of material to wear your baby on your body. And the benefits is just amazing because it's not just the mom, the dad, it's the caregivers. So it could be grandma, it could be auntie, it could be uncle, it could be one of the siblings. And so everybody overall benefits from it physically, mentally, emotionally for both the baby and the caregiver that is wearing the baby. So I just love baby wearing. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, you mentioned the emotional aspect, and
Hmm.
can you tell us a little bit more about that? That
Sure.
emotional, how does that work?
So when baby's born, we always promote, and so do the hospital as well, promote like skin to skin, and that promotes that oxytocin, which is that love hormone, and so baby's feeling it, and mom and dad and partner and the family, all the family is just feeling it. So imagine wearing baby on you throughout the day. You're releasing that, and so that's helping the partner, the caregiver, and also the baby, which is really good because let's say mom or the caregiver has to, or the partner or dad has to go back to work, and then work in 9 hour, 8 to 8 hour shifts. You're missing your baby's missing you. But when you get home, you can put baby right on you and carry baby that whole rest of the day. And so now you're able to feel better that, okay, I have this connection. I'm building this connection with my baby. My baby's on me and safe. And baby feels that from you too. Because we all know babies feel, they can pick up on those kind of energies and things like that. So they feel that, and that reassures baby as well. You know, there was like a study done, and it was saying that babies that were carried in carriers were 54% less um, fussy and crying, yeah, than babies that
Mm.
weren't. 54%. Yes.
Wow.
So that just goes to show, you know, how it really helps mentally and emotionally with babies too.
Wow, that is. I used to were fascinating so many times. But then, this is just to me fascinating.
It really is.
Yeah, and I'm one so because there's a science behind it as well.
Hmm.
And I'm also wondering, what about the cultural perspective? What do
Absolutely.
you think is important, like from the cultural perspective, like black and
Absolutely.
brown bedding people, for instance?
It's just that we've all been doing this. Every culture has their own way of carrying their baby. There's so many different ways to carry babies. Every culture has their own, and it's so beautiful. And it's just, it really is amazing to really take that back, you know? I just wanted to read something quickly because I just
Mhm.
thought this was super beautiful, and I wanted to share it. But it's just saying that through colonization, assimilation, and exploitation, lost um, generations of people lost or have been denied their culture, baby wearing or baby carrying traditions. That goes to show like empowering yourself to take this back. And then
Hmm.
also, you know, I know in the African culture, they the grandmother would show the mother would show the daughter, and it just carries on. And right there, there's a sense of belonging. There's a sense of
Hmm.
acknowledgement. There's a sense of who I am, you know, when
Hmm.
you're carrying that tradition on and it carries on. So
Hmm.
that's another way of just that mental and that emotional part being stable and feeling that connection. Because a lot of it comes down to that connecting.
Hmm. Yeah. Then this, wow. So there's also this big history attached across generations attached to this practice.
Absolutely.
And I'm wondering why do you think it has been lost? And now because now it seems like we're reclaiming it. So what was it that made it disappear? Well, I will not disappear, but
Mhm.
I guess being less popular or
Right.
promoted. What do you think that was?
I think it was so much to do with like if you're breaking up culture, then you're breaking up the person, and then you can kind of control what they do. You know what I mean? And that's just short, but like there's so many things that's happened, you know. Even if I can just go back to slavery, which was not too long ago, but even before that. But for slavery, it was like, no, you have to work on a plantation. You cannot carry your baby or care for your baby. Matter of fact, your baby is going somewhere else that you don't even know where they are at. You know what I mean? So it's just hard. And I don't think a lot of women wanted to share that connection because they were afraid of being ripped apart from their children, you know? That too.
Hmm.
There's so it's so deep. It's crazy. I can go on and on and
Hmm.
on, but yeah, that's just a small piece of it.
Yeah, yeah. So the essence is a complex. It's a complex.
Absolutely.
There's a complex history, and there is. There seems to be. I call it a cultural practice. I'm gonna call it a cultural practice
Absolutely. Hmm.
that has been either colonized. You mentioned the word colonization, which is really important,
Hmm.
because we know we know that things are stole all the time,
Absolutely.
but from Black and Brown communities
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
appropriated as
Hmm.
well,
Yes.
and so it seems like this also happens with the baby wearing practice.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Um, And so I also want to know, and we all of this is actually everything that we have talked about is actually related to this question. But to get
Mm-hmm.
just a little bit deeper into it, I
Yes.
was wondering, how do you build community and mental health while you teach others about baby wearing and while you do it yourself? Because you practice, you
Mm-hmm.
actually
Mm-hmm.
apply this practice yourself. And so I'm
Absolutely.
wondering, how do you build that community and that mental health while you teach others as well?
Right. So it's just even teaching alone to be able to teach and and somebody else learning from you right there is community. It's that connection right there. It allows that person to carry their baby, and then somebody. It just is like that domino effect. You know what I mean? So it just, you reach out to one, that person's gonna reach out, or somebody's gonna reach out to that person and ask them. It's just like it, yeah, like the domino effect. It's just amazing. And then to be able to like hold events where we do workshops where birth,
Mm.
you know, caregivers can come in and see, how do I wear my baby, or how do I wear my sibling, or things like that. Allows for that community to be together. Just being in that room right there is community. Even if it's three people, or two people, or 500 people, that's community right there. Building
Mm.
it and allowing it to continue, and taking photos and allowing people to see that, yes, we do this. Yes, we're bringing this back. Yes, we're reclaiming this, and really being proud and empowered by it.
I love that you mentioned the pictures aspect because I noticed there are different styles and
Mm-hmm.
colors for it. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering, there is a creative process here as well. Like there is, and I'm wondering, do you want to like? Would you like to talk about the fun that goes into it, like that creative process?
There is, yes.
Yeah,
They
are
have
there
so many.
materials, specific materials that y'all use? Like, how does that even work?
So like I would say for infants you want to use the stretchy one, just because everybody can fit it. So if dad wants to wear it, if grandma wants to wear it, it's like one of those one size fits all. You just tie baby up into it, and snuggle with baby, There's also ones for the summertime where it's too hot to be wearing thick ones, and there's like ones you could wear in the water with it. They're waterproof. So like, I mean, they're super thin, and you can go in the water and come back out and it dries up within minutes or so. Um, there's the buckle ones, which my son absolutely loves the buckle one. That's one that's more structured for him. There's the slings. There's so many different ones for. I always tell moms or caregivers that um, you should try them on and try it for a week or so, and see what feels good to you, because they are expensive. If they're not,
Mm.
if they're not secondhand and things like that, they can be expensive. So you want to make sure you get the right one. And what Trinity and I do at Spring Family Doulas is we like to have a bunch so that people can try them on before they go out and purchase which one they like. Yes.
Wow, that is such a great idea
Yes.
for people to try them on, to feel the texture, to learn about which one fits best for whatever season, for
Mm-hmm.
their own baby, for their own comfort. That is
Absolutely.
brilliant. That
Yeah.
is brilliant.
Yes.
And also based on that, do you also teach the? I think there are different ways of holding the baby with the material. Are
Yes.
there like different? Is that first of all, is that true? Are there different ways to use the material? Like, I don't know how to call
Yes,
it.
there's so many. There can be fancy ways to like twist and all of that. There can be and then there's the simple way to do it, but you can have baby on your chest, on your back, on your hip. So those are the three different ways to really carry baby. Yes.
Wow. And so, do you all teach those in those sessions that you mentioned as
Yes.
well? All of
Yep.
all of those, wow, all of those different logistics and aspects.
Yes, absolutely.
And so I wanna, based on that, link it to basically our last questions, because you have mentioned all these different resources, I will call them. And
Mm-hmm.
so, how do we access the resources? Is there a specific address? Is there an email? Is there a phone number? Like, how do we access all these different resources you mentioned?
Okay, yes. If you contact Sprinkle Family Doulas at www.sprinklefamilydoulas.com, we can help you with whatever it is that you are looking for and guide you in the right way. There are so many websites and stuff like that. We like to use Black Baby Wearing Week. If you go on Facebook, they have so many to offer. Then also we have a connection in Rhode Island. So if you just contact us, we can really help you find what exactly your needs are. Yes.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
and I totally forgot to say to the audience, we are located in Springfield, Massachusetts. I should say
Yes.
that.
Yes,
We are
absolutely.
located in Springfield, Massachusetts. In case you're wondering, what Springfield are we talking about? Like, which one? Because there are like 13 Springfields or something. So we're
Yes.
talking about Springfield, Massachusetts in specific. So I wanna also just finish this session. I First of all, I could talk about this for hours as well, but we have more things to do. And so uh, I was wondering, what are other ways that we can support your work besides reaching out, of course, for
Hmm.
the resources and the services? Are there any events coming up, classes,
we
circles that you want to promote?
we are going to be at the Stone Soul Festival in Springfield. So we'll be there. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to us on social media. We should get back to you within 24 to 48 hours, emailing us as well. And we love donations because that allows us to have a bigger stock for more people to have baby wearing, and also to give out free ones if moms are not able to, or caregivers are not able to afford them. So it's always great to for donations.
Hmm. And I'm also gonna be at the Stone Soul Festival.
Yes,
So
awesome.
we'll see each other there, and I believe it's September 3rd,
Yes,
Saturday.
yes.
And so I think it's from 3 to 6 the vendor time,
The
but
healthcare time, yes,
the
I
health,
believe so.
yes, the
Mhm.
health fair. I think it's
Yes.
from 3 to 6. But yes, we are gonna be there. And
Mhm.
for donations, is there a donation section on the website?
I
Or
believe there is a donation spot on the website. If you do not see it, please email us so that we can fix that. But there should be a spot where you could just press on it and go from there. Yes, we truly appreciate it. It truly goes a long way. Whatever you donate, it really does go a long way.
yes, yes. And having said that, following that, I also have a donation page on my website, which is toy-aki.org. Again, I also agree donations go a long way. In
Mhm.
my case, they will help me fund the materials and stipends that I offer to the training participants for my Culture Cures Cultura Sana Responder program. And
Yes.
so it is a huge help to get those donations. Another way that you can support Estoy Aquí is also by going to its merchandise store. We released the merchandise store like a week ago, and you can go to Bonfire Store Estoy Aquí, and in there you're gonna see a bunch of different hoodies, shirts, mugs, tote bags,
Mhm.
and if you notice, Laconia was wearing a very cool hoodie that I designed.
I love it. I love it.
I love it. Yeah. On one of You can see it on the flyer, and so that is actually on sale on the store as well. And so yes, I have this donation, the merchandise. Also, if you go to my website directly, you can see all the services, the training that I offer. So I think we're done. I really, 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 really want to thank you for your time and
Yes,
your
thank you.
knowledge. And again, I really admire your work, and so I I have committed to keep amplifying the work that you
Thank you
do.
so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Your work is much needed as well. Like it's super, 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 super important.
Thank you so much.
Mhm.
And so to the audience, thank you for watching.
Thank you.